Hi everybody, so I'm doing my intro for this video on my webcam because my dad's camera is probably dead, and my camera looks horrible. And this is probably gonna look horrible, but anyway, so this is the video that I was going to put up on Saturday, but I just was so busy this past week that I didn't get a chance to work on it. So I hope you enjoy it. But the whole video of me at my creative writing reading back in May, maybe? I don't think it was May. May, April, I don't know, one of those months where I had to read like some of my stuff I wrote for the past 4 years as part of my classes. It wasn't graded, but it was just, to express what I did for the past 4 years and how proud I am of my stuff and what I've done that has proved to show how much I've grown over the past 4 years that I was at college. So I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you all this Saturday with hopefully a different video that may or may not be another video I had written and filmed a long time ago. It might be another cooking video like I have my cookie one, because it's getting closer to college time and it'd probably be a good idea actually to post them, so I think I'll do those next. They're clips of video that me and my friend Steph had done. We were going to put them on a different channel, but we never ended up doing it. So they're going to end up on my channel, so I hope you enjoy it. And if you're a college student, hopefully you'll follow some of my art and stuff. It's not that hard to make this kind of stuff, especially when you're on a limited budget. So, alright, I'll see you all on Saturday, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. Peace. Enjoy the video. Bye.
Thank you, Scott. So tonight I will be reading the beginning part of a nonfiction piece, 3 poems, and the end of a fiction piece. So, for this first part, I wrote this story in my theory of writing class. In class we had to write 4 different articulations, each answering one different question. For this one, the question was, who inspires us to read, write, play music, etc. I have a lot of people who inspire me, from my professors, my teachers, all the way down to my friends and my family. Before I jump into this piece, I'll talk a little bit about it. The parts that I'm going to read, which is the first 2 sections of it, show how when I was younger, pretty much up until halfway through my middle school years, I had a problem with my learning and comprehension. As I'm standing here today, it's not as much as a problem as it was back then, but I just wanted to reiterate that. So, my story is called The Power of Reading, Writing, and Comprehension. Growing up, I never really enjoyed reading. My learning disability made reading seem tedious. In 3rd grade, I was diagnosed with expressive learning disability. This affected my speech, growth, and fine motor skills. Every time I was called on to read out loud, a moan would escape the recesses of my being. I would stare at the page for 5 minutes trying to figure out the words. Mr. Eiler, the probation officer, read from the white sheet. Frustration flashed across my face. I just couldn't figure out the words. I just wanted to quit and never read again. Listen to her. She can't even read the words. Oh, poor little baby. People wonder why I have low self-esteem. Mom, I can't do it. It just doesn't make sense. I used to always complain. Just try sounding out the words. Now, what does this say? Oh, forget it. I can't do it. Keep trying. You're almost there. Computer. There you go. See? You can do this. You just need to have faith in yourself. Faith in myself. How is that going to make reading any easier? I'm never going to get better. So the first poem I wrote as part of my nature journaling class So for this class, we had to draw our picture, and then on the other side, if you were taking it for an EN class, you had to write only facts. Because I took it as a creative class, I wrote the facts out as well as the stories. So one of the drawings I had done was I drew a picture of the sun setting over the mountains, and that's when I became instantly inspired to write this poem called Sunset. Sunset is always a beautiful sight, especially when it's followed by a wonderful night, filled with friends and laughter that can go on forever after. Sunsets on the mountain are like no other, especially when you can share them with another. Sit around and talk about whatever comes to mind, or save it for another time. Fall sunsets leave the sky crisp and clear, as I try to fight back a tear. The fall is because I think of you, while my heart turns blue. No one ever said it would be easy to move on and not feel so queasy whenever I see you around our old town. I sit back and watch the time fly, as we just pass each other by. No more time to say hello or goodbye, not that you would really reply. Sunsets are a beautiful thing, especially when you can bring that special someone to watch it with you, and just overlook the view too. This next poem, I think I wrote about when I was about in high school, or maybe when I was a little bit younger. It's the second poem I wrote in about the day that my grandmother died, so that's all you really need to know about it. It's called Salvation. I wish I could have saved you, but you slipped right through my fingers. Leave me alone to stand on my own. I loved you so much. You are still alive in my heart, where you will remain until the end of my pain. But I could not save you. I was only 5. When you crashed into that semi, and were left there to die. I always told you, wear your seatbelt, but you were so stubborn. This is probably why I feel so torn. One day I will see you again, but for now I will remember, and try not to feel so blue every time I hear the words, I love you. This last poem has become most of my family's favorite poem. I wrote it when I was near the end of 8th grade. It's about how I was feeling after my best friend had backstabbed me and I had entered into my initial depression. It's called The Dead Fall Leaves. My life since I left the 7th grade has felt like I am dead. Like the leaves in the fall after they have changed. They fall from the trees and blow away in the wind. Just like the leaves, I got blown away from the people I love. With them went my passion, my love, myself inside. All that was left was this dead body to linger in the darkness. Since then I have tried to find myself once again, remembering that not all the people I love are gone. My last true love from last year is still with me. Some days I can remember my past. Others are just dark. But the days I do, I cherish. I know deep down inside that the people I lost are not always gone. Well, not physically, but they are still in my heart, where they will remain there forever. Soon the dead leaves are replaced by new, and life goes on and people change. Also we meet new ones. But nobody can replace the ones we once loved. I will always love them forever. I know that I will see them again sooner or later. But until then, I will always think of them, and they will always be in my heart forever. So cherish every good moment while you still can. This last piece I'm going to read tonight is the end of my Yo Lake story. I wrote this when I was in my Writer's U class back in junior year. I think it was fall semester. Our assignment was to take the story Yo by Julia Alvarez and write our own version of it. Starting with my story right after Taylor, the main character, had found out that Ivan is no longer going to be working with her on their school project. So she tries to go out and figure out what happened to him. Tiff was Ivan's somewhat girlfriend. To put it plainly, he didn't want to have anything much to do with her, but she was crazy about him. She always found a way to lure him in. Taylor knocked on the door. I can't believe I'm here. I don't know why she thinks Ivan is even interested in her that way. She isn't even that pretty. I'm much better looking than she is. Taylor, what are you doing here? Can I come in? Look at her. 5'4", blonde, not kept hair, hazel eyes. Who would really want someone like her? Sure. She opened the door just enough so Taylor could get by. Let me cut right to it. Do you know what happened to Ivan? Is that the only reason why you're here? To question me about my boyfriend? Tiff's eyes shot her an angry glare. Yes. Now, do you know or not? Maybe. What does that matter to you? Because we were supposed to be working on this English project together, and he didn't even show up to meet me last night. I tried to call him figuring he might have forgotten or something, but his phone was disconnected. Typical Ivan. He changes his phone number more times than he even comes to visit me. It makes no sense, though. Why would he change his number the day after I saw him use it? Taylor, do you think I know every little thing about what that boy does? No, but you seem to be knowing everything else about what everybody else is doing, especially him. That's true. I do know a lot. Duh. You had to repeat me? Seriously? So, do you know what happened to him? Yes. The silence fell between them. So, Taylor said after a while. So what? Are you going to tell me? Why should I? Tiff, come on. Just tell me already. Okay, calm down. He showed up here last night and said that he was in some kind of legal trouble and he had to go away. I asked him where he was going and he said to forget about him, and he just disappeared out the back. The girl really irritates me. I don't see why I haven't even hung around her at all. I just hope wherever he is, that he's doing okay. No one really ever understood Ivan. He was different from everyone else, which is probably why I was so attracted to him. Ivan, be alright and come back soon. Thank you.